Canada, a country known for its selection of landscapes, guarded by ocean coasts and filled with nature's untouched beauty. Trees taller than skyscrapers and mountains that breach the clouds. In the prairies, you see the horizon for days. From wherever you are in this country, Canada's natural beauty is always within reach.
You rolling? Yeah. Hey, what's up? I'm Kyle. This is Patty the van, and it's about way too early in the morning right now. We're driving all the way across the country to figure out what is the big deal about this Western land that everyone talks about.
My passion in life is definitely photography and videography, and this is just a real experience to actually be able to take this equipment out west.
This is exactly the kind of stuff I love doing. So I'm super stoked to have a chance to do it with a bunch of great guys, a couple terrible guys. No, I'm just kidding.
Everyone in here is a talented crew. Everyone operates everything. You know, we're a small crew, but I mean, that's the best way to do it.
The hardest part leaving was probably leaving the girlfriend. She was a little emotional about that yesterday. 5 years together, we haven't probably been apart more than a week, so it's definitely a big step in that sense, and you know, it's a big step for me as well.
I'm gonna miss all my friends and family back home. I'm gonna miss my girlfriend. Gonna miss her birthday. She's excited about that.
First stop for me, very excited. I'm going to my hometown, Thunder Bay. Haven't been there in about 3 years, and I'm gonna go see all my friends I grew up with. We're gonna have fun time there for New Year's, and then we're gonna head out from there. So Ontario in one day. Starts now. We knew our biggest adversary on this trip would be the rugged Canadian winter. But we didn't think Ontario would be such a task.
I'm going to guarantee that it's that bad.
After a smooth start, things went sour just after Sault Ste. Marie.
3 jackknife trailers equals a shutdown highway. There's no way around it.
These guys don't even think about the other drivers on the road. They're all about making time and just trying to get to their destination. The bottom line is, T-Bay in a day didn't happen. This was a disappointing start to our trip.
We were basically driving in an icebox across the prairies. The windows would freeze from the inside every 5 minutes. We constantly scraped just to see outside the window.
What did I experience in the prairies?
Maybe it's better in the summer. The prairies are definitely beautiful, but I just don't care about the prairies that much. Dan and I grew up together, and since we've always tried to stay in contact, but it's tough when you live on opposite sides of the country. So it was an awesome chance to go meet up with him in Edmonton.
Dan Diebel, I'm 20 years old. I grew up in Ontario and came out to Alberta 2 years ago. Probably one of the best and worst decisions of my life. Been in the Army now for 3 years. Drove out here with 2 other buddies and got a pretty big shock as soon as we got to Edmonton, and it was minus 40 out and our cars wouldn't start. So people call it Deadmonton. There's a lot better places I wish I was out west. To be honest, I didn't really know what to expect. I thought everyone was be walking around in like cowboy boots and Well, the pickup trucks are for sure, they're everywhere, but out here you almost need them. I thought it was gonna be like another Toronto, but coming out here I know it's not. It's freezing. The thing I love about Alberta is, and the mountains aren't too far from Edmonton, it's about 4 hours or so, I guess, but if I could have it, I'd be in BC on the coast or someplace warm.
There's some places in the world that can't fully be explained to you. You need to experience them for yourself. The Rocky Mountains are one of those places. The feeling that I got when entering the mountains was kind of hard to even explain. Like, I was speechless, just completely blown away. I guess if I could explain it, I was anxious at first because you look up at these giants and it's almost like you have to respect them or they'll just eat you alive. I guess it's one of the best days of my life.
I used to live in Invermere, and I know this town is such a unique little place. I tried to set up this interview to recap all of our events and, experiencing the mountains on this lake, but we totally messed up the audio.
So Jesse messed up the audio in Invermere.
The really cool thing about this lake is that in the summertime, it's a lake, and in the wintertime, it's a legal highway.
There were people playing hockey, kids getting towed behind cars, people doing donuts in their cars. I mean, I've never seen locals like this.
I guess this is like the norm for these people. It's just a winter wonderland out there.
We continued west into the mountains through the famed yet treacherous Rogers Pass in a blizzard at night, but we made it.
Jess, I can't even see that I'm even moving right now. I feel like I'm not moving at all. Oh my God. What the fuck is happening?
Where are we right now?
Revelstoke, BC. I'm working on the resort as a rentals technician, so I adjust bindings, I help people pick out skis, and I fit boots, that kind of thing.
Oh, that restaurant we went to tonight, the open mic jam.
Being here and knowing that I was essentially on my own and I was exploring them myself, that was a good feeling. It's just, it's going out and being able to kind of get lost a bit. I'm not going to say that I'm going to stay here forever, but while I'm still able to get a visa and I'm able to ski and I have no major commitments at home, then I see no better reason than to be out here until I feel guilty enough to go home and get a real job. There's a lot of people who I did that first season with who still haven't given up, we're still, I guess, plugging away at trying to find that perfect winter or going overseas to find ourselves, whatever. If you have the drive to travel, then it's not something you really want to give up that easily.
The open mic was definitely nerve-wracking at first because I've never done anything like that before. But honestly, after you're done conquering that fear, it was one of the funnest things on the trip. We finally made it to the coast in Vancouver, my first glimpse of ocean. So we're going to meet up with my old college roommate, Jess. She was going to put us up for the night.
Yeah, Jess, it's great to see you. I'm pumped to be spending a night with you. I wish we could spend more time with you in Vancouver.
Well, you guys are doing awesome things.
Yeah, it's definitely the most crazy thing I've ever done in my life is drive through those mountains back there.
Yep.
It smells like spring right now.
Yep.
But it's winter. I don't know. I don't really get it. I don't get it, Jess. I don't get it. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it in one day, but we should give it a try.
Everyone I meet here is here for school, or they're from Ontario already.
Everyone is
There's
already
not
up.
many people I've met who are from here. If I could bring everybody from out here, and show them how great it is, I think it'd be a good thing. Good time.
Definitely.
So I like every part of the city.
You do?
Yeah. Regardless if it's not my scene or not, I love it. Even the downtown east side is interesting. You drive down Main and Hastings and you're gonna see something that's gonna blow your mind.
Do you see yourself getting sick of this?
No, never.
Cool.
Definitely not.
After hanging out with Jess in Vancouver Harbor, I feel like we only got a touch of the ocean, not the open ocean. Vancouver Island was next.
We were really excited to go see the coast of the island, but we couldn't resist going north to see my brother in Whistler. It's just been too long.
So yeah, it's been a while since I've seen you last, James. What's it like coming from Ontario and just coming out here? Like, what's like?
Oh man, it's such a difference. I remember that summer flying in. It was a beautiful blue sky, man, and just coming in over top of the mountains, thinking like, this is Canada. You know what I mean? Like, this is Canada too. So different. And I mean, there's a lot of people that come up from Ontario and live in Whistler, and it's funny what they actually call it when they go back to visit family. They say, "Oh man, I'm going back to Ontario." Something about Whistler, man, it keeps pulling me back. I mean, you just look around, and just a beautiful place to be, man. A beautiful place to spend your time,
definitely,
for sure.
Yeah, it's too bad we only had a night here, but it was.
Oh man, I wish you could have stayed longer. There's so much stuff you can do here, man. So much stuff I wish I could show you.
By this time in the trip, we figured out how to have a good time in a short amount of time.
So apparently every Sunday since the Olympics, Whistler holds this fire and ice show with snowboarders jumping through the hoops and doing backflips, and it's just such a cool event. We had to check it out.
Making money though and doing your own thing is always the best. It's taught me to really respect, you know, the things I do, like to work hard and know that things I buy are coming from that sweat,
really
you know,
appreciate it a little bit more.
Totally. I mean, with that said, I've always saved money to travel. That's been my one, like, since I've been here, that's been the one thing I put money away for, and you know, no questions asked. And I just kiss it goodbye.
It's not like a tangible thing, that like an item that you would buy, right? It's like these are life experiences that you can't ever really get it without doing it. Like, you can't just learn about it in an atlas. You can't learn about it in school. You have to live it.
It's not about going to
It's not Mexico or like on a resort or something.
Yeah.
It's like
it's not about picking up your home and bringing it someplace warm.
No, exactly.
It's about getting into it, you know what I mean? And people here love that.
Well, anyway, bro, it's awesome to see you again. I mean, I hope I see you soon.
It's great to see you,
Once a
buddy.
year isn't enough. Hopefully I'll be back here and actually get to enjoy Whistler and go snowboarding and all that fun stuff. So
you'll have a couch to sleep on, man, that's for sure.
Awesome, man. Until then.
Yeah,
Cheers.
After Whistler, which is a pretty fun party city, I felt a little dumber.
We didn't hold back. No matter how tired we got, no matter what we did the night before, we trooped it out the next day and pressed on to see the next cool place.
By the time we hit the island, things were getting a little loopy. I think we were all terribly sleep deprived.
Recording. Hey, segment 3 of Shooting You, Shooting Me on top of Patty.
Hi, I'm Jesse.
I fucked that up.
And welcome to Forestry 101.
I'd like to say I knew a lot about trees, but I don't. Really all I know is the fact that some of these trees that we're standing around are over 800 years old. They grow like over 70 meters tall. The biggest tree is just down this way over here. We'll have to go take a look at that in a minute. We're actually on planet Endor right now, where the movie Star Wars is filmed. Return of the Jedi, probably one of my all-time favorite movies, and we're standing on the set, which is pretty cool.
This forest is amazing. Everything's covered in moss, and it really does look like an alien planet. I can see why they chose this for the movie. Here's the big tree, as they call it. Oh, it's over. It was 300 years old when Christopher Columbus came to North America. It's actually taller than the Leaning Tower of Pisa, so that's pretty cool.
Why would you ever want to leave here?
Extravagant, nature-wise, let's say.
Can't believe we just met you guys in the forest.
How
Fellow
magical.
forest dwellers.
Magical.
Yeah, and we're going back to Ontario in like 2 weeks.
Oh, are you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the last hurrah.
So I have to make sure she sees Tofino before she leaves.
First time? Oh, you must be pretty excited.
Pretty excited.
Yeah. We're in Cedar Grove, just outside of, just in front of Port Alberni on our way out to Tofino. This is probably the last stop, before our last stop. We are so close right now, but this is kind of a must if you're going through it. It's kind of mandatory. It's mandatory. You drive right through it, and we got to stop. So it's marvelous. Let's go to the coast. Woo! Alright, we're in the ocean! We're going in! We're going to Tofino! Let's go! Oh my god!
Are gonna be the coldest fuckers in all of Tofino.
Holy fuck!
What's wrong, Jesse? Is it cold?
It's salty.
Salty.
And cold.
So first time in the ocean, is it not?
Yeah. Tastes like salt vinegar chips. Can't believe we're trapped in the ocean. It's snowing all around us. And it's January. This part's really important. We're going back to Patty.
Yeah.
We're gonna go surfing and that tomorrow, but for now I think we let it win. Let's get nice and stretched for this one. Ooh, that was rough. Andy, man. Nice to meet a man on the island here, on Vancouver Island.
Good to meet you, man.
On Tofino. Like where are you from?
I'm from Richmond Hill.
Richmond Hill. Is that why?
Yeah,
that why that is there?
That's exactly why.
So you're still a Leafs fan, even though you're still out here.
Canucks are good, but they always be a Leafs fan.
Saw you this morning early in the morning. You were already out. What beach was that?
Chesterman.
Chesterman's Beach, and I don't know. It was our first day of surfing. I looked upon those waves and... Being in the Pacific Ocean in the middle of January is the most extreme thing I've ever done in my life, hands down.
Well, it was my first time actually surfing.
The second you get up on a wave, you feel the power of the ocean, and it's an indescribable feeling.
It was just the greatest experience of my life.
It's been a good day of surfing. I think we're ready to get some chicken. Hot water! I want chicken.
All my friends and family I encourage to come out. The island in general is just such an awesome place. There's so much to explore, and like I've hardly explored any of it. And every time I go on little trips, I'm always like, gotta go somewhere else, gotta go further,
kayaking, and
go biking, and just see as much of it as I can.
I was so excited to be back at Tofino and to finally actually make it out there again. I spent the summer out there and fell in love with it. I never thought I'd actually make it back so soon.
I feel accomplished now as a traveler. Before, the farthest west I've gone is Winnipeg. Now I feel like I know the country I live in.
In BC, it seemed like around every corner there was something beautiful to look at, but we barely had any time to stop.
Out east, it seems like we're just trying to manufacture every bit of land that we have. The Western life is about preserving that land. It's about truly appreciating what you've been given.
We got tossed around by weather. It was minus 40. We hit whiteouts. But we didn't really get down. It was extreme. It was intense in all aspects. You have to get through this travel while you're young, and I feel a lot more accomplished now.
It's hard to say how well you know your best friends until you're trapped in a van with them for 20 days.
Once we got to Tofino, it's almost like that wasn't the climax anymore. That was just a realization of how big, how vast this world really is. And I've got the bug. I have to see more of it.
I think when it finally came my time to drive was in Manitoba. I think the first turn I took, I started heading east. Quest west.